Couple things I want to cover, Jimmy.
Yeah.
500 level has now improved on the M&P code. Now go to MP30 for 30% off. Jimmy, I got to tell you something, right? I was at the beach, again, 500 level. If you guys haven't looked at the shirts, right, go to the website. It's incredible. And I got to be honest, right? So it was a little chilly today. I brought the dogs to the beach. I was off work for the Jewish holidays,
today.
right?
It wasn't
cold,
yeah.
but I have from 500 level, I have a Roman Reigns sweatshirt. Now, usually sweatshirts are not always the nicest fabric, unless I'm into really nice fabric because I just don't like things up against my skin. So usually I'll get thinner type of shirts, but this is a heavy sweatshirt. The fabric, unbelievable. And you're going to get a deal at 30% off, Jimmy. I mean, my God, it's a no-brainer, guys. I am telling you, once you get one shirt from them, you'll get 50. I guarantee it. And they've got all the sports. Yeah, dude, tell me what you think of it, Jimmy.
They're so comfortable. I got to get a long sleeve now. I'm telling you, I got to, because it was chilly today, especially for a guy who's been in Panama City Beach the last 2 years. It was chilly today, and I love the material. It's so silky. Is that the right word for it? I don't know.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, dude.
It's so comfortable. So, yeah, I got to get myself some leveled long sleeves. That's for sure. 30%.
And again, it doesn't, they got plenty of wrestling stuff. They got baseball stuff. They've got football. They got everything, dude. MMA. They got it all, man. And I'm telling you, it's very high quality. Again, 500 level code MP30, 30% off. So if a T-shirt costs you $20, what's 30% off on $20, dude?
It's enough. 10 plus another 20% tacked on top. Not much. It's a steal. It's a steal.
I agree. I want to remind everybody too, the Monte The Pharaoh show, hit the QR code, be willing to check out our shows on YouTube, where we got almost 24,000 subscribers. Go to our Facebook page where we're approaching 27,000 subscribers. And again, if you feel like donating to the show, please go to the Monte The Pharaoh webpage, hit donate. Helps us bring in more guests. Trying to entertain Jim. We've got the big event coming up, so a lot of good stuff happening right now.
Big Ron Shaw here, the Earl of Upsets, telling you to watch my friends Monte and the Pharaoh on Long Island's #1 wrestling podcast show, and soon to be the world's #1 wrestling podcast show. That is going to be a big upset.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Monte's room and Jimmy's room. Jimmy, show number 2, how you hanging, brother?
Well, I seem to be hanging a lot better than the first show, which was walking a weather tightrope. That was torture, Mike. Sorry.
You know what? It wasn't that bad, dude. You did fine. It wasn't that bad. I want to thank Allison K for joining us on the last show. Thoughts on Allison, Jimmy?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do, brother, when a tough question runs wild on you, dude? That's what I think. What do you think, Mike?
I think that when you asked the question, I kind of made fun that I was bailing out because I knew that, again, any young wrestler, when you bring Tessa Blanchard's name into it, you answer the wrong way. And you could find yourself in trouble. I just think you and me were speaking off air, and I respectfully understand why she did it, but there is a hypocrisy about it, right? It's like, you could badmouth Hogan because you feel that number one, he's dead. Number two, he has no
Fashionable.
power in the industry anymore. And number three, there's enough people that hate him. You can't find yourself in trouble. You could do the same thing for Vince McMahon.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of people like that. You can't do it to Tessa Blanchard, though, because she still has too much heat in the industry. And when I mean heat, I mean clout heat, not heat. Jimmy, your thoughts?
Right. I think you're correct. I think that because she is still in the pool, right? She's in the swimming pool. The shark is in the swimming pool. So she's going. Yeah, to me, it felt a little bit like open season on Hogan. And then when you're asked and I think it's a fair comparison, Mike. I think the question is fair. Agreed? I think it's a fair
Jimmy,
question.
it is not just fair. It's legitimate. Because if you're going to cancel Hulk Hogan, you have to cancel Tessa Blanchard, right?
And Tessa has dealt with some of that, and that's what I was asking. I just wanted to get her thoughts on it because Tessa's undergone plenty of the Hulk Hogan type heat because of the matter of what she's under attack for.
But you know what she's saying there. She's saying that
I know
Tessa she's got nothing good to say about Tessa, but by saying something bad about Tessa would hurt her more than helping her, so she's just got nothing to say. I think Rachel Ellering felt the exact same way, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the world we live in now. You know, I mean, look. Let's be fair. Like you said, we understand why she said it that way. True, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but I mean, it doesn't mean she's by no stretch of the imagination is she wrong to answer it that way. But the fact that she answered it that way, we have to examine why she answered it that way. It's part of what we do. And to me, it felt like, hey, Tessa's undergoing plenty of the same things that are similar for what Hogan, with the manner of the sensitive subjects Tessa's been in trouble for, and she's caught plenty of heat. I see a parallel. Just wanted to get her thoughts.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. And again, nothing wrong with that answer. By the way, everybody saw that 500 level commercial. Use the Monte The Pharaoh MP30 and you get that 30% off. Those shirts are fantastic. Jimmy, I did want to say this, though, that did bother me that she said. She felt that it was okay for them to sit down while – I wasn't saying stand up while you're doing autographs. All right? That's ridiculous, right? I mean, it doesn't even – physically make sense. But
Mike, why don't we hammer home what really bothered you that day? Because I think people are going to get it as usual, all twisted. Because after all, we're the Howard Stern of pro wrestling, so we're the bad guys. But let me really spell out for the folks at home why you were upset that day.
Sure,
because there was a long line for Dustin, and there should be. Goldust is a big-time star.
Which you and I weren't on. Let's make that clear. We were not on.
We had our own table. We're busy trying to get something done ourselves. You know what I mean? So, but we saw it. We had perfect eye view of this line. Okay? A young woman in a wheelchair came up, and he did not get up for her. And that bothered you. And you noticed it, and you pointed it out to me, and I saw it. I was like, okay. And the poor girl was like, had to almost wheel around almost. It was like, what the fudge? Just get up for her, because you could see it was hard for her to move around. And the line continued, and he stayed seated, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he sees Teal Piper. And he jumps up out of his chair. This bothered you. I can see why when coming off of what we saw with the girl in the wheelchair. Then he said he had a bad back. 2 weeks later, like you said, within 3 weeks, he's doing a cage match on television. How bad was the back that you couldn't get up for the girl in the wheelchair? Okay? So Howard Stern that, you fucking trolls, because that's exactly why this upsets you. True or false?
That's 100% accurate.
Okay? And then when I joke around about Captain Kirk, by the way, I watched Star Trek last night. I still watch it. But Shatner was a jerk. An absolute jerk. He makes you pay in advance. You stand on the line for 45 minutes. You have no clue where he is, although I knew. He's in the shitter. He shows up with a cap pulled over. Shows up with a cap pulled over his head. You're not even getting the nice wavy Captain Kirk hair.
You're not even getting the wig. You don't even get the wig experience.
Oh my God! I would kill for that wig. You see what's going on up here with the Savage thing? It's just like, holy shit! And he's got the cap down, and then he sits down, and you think you might get a hello or a handshake or something. He goes, "You sit there. You stand there. Okay, take the picture. Next."
Right.
What the fudge was that?
Well, I remember someone said to me, Mike,
It was
he's
brutal.
old. And I'm like, then
Stop it.
don't come out and do a fucking signing, Jimmy.
Right.
That's it.
Absolutely. That was ridiculous.
And
what he
meanwhile, you
did.
brought up to her about Bobby Lashley. Bobby
Right.
Lashley, we're watching on the other side. That dude was engaged with his fans. He stood up. I mean, this is a megastar, right?
I don't think he was bouncing up and down. He would sit down. If they comes a picture, he'd stand up. That guy was unbelievable. But again, to be fair
to the fans, yeah.
he was the one guy though. Nobody's doing that, bro. I mean, I understand the Dustin thing, but to think anyone is just going to do it in general, Mike, that's not realistic. They're not. They're not going to. I don't even expect
dude,
them to.
These guys are getting $50, $60, $100. I mean, get the fuck out of here, man.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Come on.
I mean, do you realize when we met Bret Hart, we actually got lucky because he almost cracked a smile?
No, well, that's the thing. We got lucky because we were the first ones online.
Wasn't
and by the way, you just said it. He barely cracked a smile. He looked like he wanted to be anywhere but there.
But there. Right. No, he did. He did.
And I loved what you said about the whole airport thing. It's like they're fucking wrestlers, dude. It's like give it a fucking break already.
That's where I condemn the fan. It's like, what is wrong with you? They are just wrestlers. Stop it. And when Sienna asked me how I felt, like, would I just listen? I have never, and I've had multiple occasions where I've run into a famous person. I have never once bothered them. I have some self-worth, bro. I do not go, oh, wow, it's so-and-so. I'm like, I just can't. I can't do it. I have enough self-worth. And on top of it, respect their fucking privacy, man. You see somebody in public, you shouldn't be chasing after them. That's pathetic.
But
I don't know. I think it's weird.
You're calling her Sienna.
Yeah.
I'll just say this. She answered every question to the best of her ability.
No, she was great.
Appreciate
she was great.
it. Right?
Yeah.
I totally agree. She was excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
In case anyone missed it, we had the special Halloween show with the great Sherry Martinez, friend of the show. Incredible. Jimmy, thoughts on that show? She was fucked up. That was fun. So if you guys missed it, you might as well watch it. She's pretty fucked up between smoking the weed and drinking the wine. She was lit. And she had some epiphanies, right? She had the Chris Benoit epiphany, and there was another one, I think, at some point, right?
Yeah, she needed Kevin. You don't remember? She came to the realization that she needed Kevin a lot more.
Oh, that's right. You are right. That was like the first 25 minutes.
Yeah, she's like, I look back on his stuff and I realized, oh, wait a minute. She's like, I needed Kevin. I really needed Kevin.
You're talking about Kevin Thorne, right?
Yes, correct. Kevin
now,
Thorne.
Did you agree with my commenter that I thought Kevin Thorne was the wrong person for that role?
What I agree with is this. In other words, I guess I do agree with you, but what I mean by that is when I used to watch that gimmick, she was the everything that I would pay attention to. He came across very bland. So I guess I am agreeing with you that if there was something that either needed to be tweaked or replaced, it was Kevin. It wasn't her. That's my thought.
I agree. All right. Let me ask you this. So let me just. I want to pop something up. I want your opinion. You don't even need to see the picture.
Why is the reception so? I shouldn't jinx this, but why is the reception so damn good now? When before it was like nails.
It happens like that. Sometimes
That's
it's
so
just what it is. That's why I said. Because guys, we were trying to decide if we wanted to do a second show because Jimmy's reception was so bad. So I said, hey, come on, Jimmy, and let's see what happens, and we'll go for it, right? Because we got a lot of shit to talk about. But let me ask you this: the Shelly Martinez from back then, or the Shelly Martinez now?
I think Shelly Martinez is aged like a fine wine. How about that?
Dude, I don't know, maybe I'm just crushing on her, okay? But she literally is a fuck. To me, she's a 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. I'll actually, I'm pretty picky, but I'll go with that. Yeah, I think she looks better now than she did then.
Dude, she's a legit 10 to me. I mean, I'm like, she has oh my God, what a gorgeous face. I mean, gorgeous face.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
Forget the giant, beautiful boobies and the fine ass.
Right.
Forget all that.
It's Grade School Bathroom Talk, folks, live with Monte and the Pharaoh. Whoa, check out those jugs. You're unbelievable, bro.
No, but she is maybe one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
She's up there. Who was that woman that we had in the studio back at Indie TV days? The dark-haired one. It was like, oh my God.
No,
We
well,
were both
okay.
going.
All right,
We
if
were
you're
both,
gonna if you're gonna bring her up, all right. So Marissa, her name was Marissa. She's from I don't know, one of those mob shows, Mob Wives or some
right.
shit.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're gonna bring her up, okay, then we have to act. Then I'm gonna have to say Shelley falls to an 8. I mean, listen, that's not a knock on Shelley, dude. That chick was like as perfect as you can
Was
get.
it
There was
Marissa Jade? Was that her name?
yes, you got a great memory, dude.
I
You're right.
remember Marissa Jade. Yeah.
Let me pull her up, dude, because I got to tell you,
As
that
long as you
chick.
don't, as long as you don't pull it out, you can pull her up. Go ahead.
I think me and Jimmy were shaking in studio with
I
her.
wasn't shaking, bro. I'm just saying, if you're going to talk tens. And by the way, Shelly is a 10. What are you talking about? Don't downgrade Shelly. That's wrong.
Dude, if you're gonna bring up this
There's
though, I
different
mean,
degrees of 10. Isn't that possible in your
oh, so it's
universe?
like 10 plus?
No, there's just different degrees
What
of
is this?
10.
Escape from Planet of the Apes, Grapefruit Plus? I mean,
You
what are we
got
doing
Bret
here?
Hart and Shawn Michaels. What's the problem here? You don't understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Hold on, dude. Come on.
What? Jesus
Come
God.
Yeah, thank you. I mean,
Mike,
come.
I'll be right back. What's the fudge,
Oh my
Mike?
God,
Would you
dude.
take that off the screen? Nobody. Yeah, put it back on. Put it back on. Oh my God. What the fuck? Wow. Yeah. All right. She's a 10 plus. Are you happy?
You
She's a
can't make me
10
laugh that much. I'm still
plus,
getting
plus,
over a
plus,
cold.
plus, plus, plus. Where's the camera? Plus, 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 plus,
Oh
plus, plus.
my God. Hot as hell.
Unbelievable, folks.
Let's
Yeah.
recognize people in this chat here. What do we got going on here? Jason Morning, how are you, buddy?
Hey,
Always good to
Jay.
see you.
So,
Let me see what else. Now I got to put my fucking glasses on.
Mike, should I make my disclaimer real fast? I know it's
Please
probably
do.
controversial. About for those folks that are Facebook friends with me, I'm done, and it's got nothing to do with nobody. It's just I'm done. I can't deal with it no more. And I know, Mike, you can feel free to chastise me now, but I just saw too much stuff. It just got on my nerves completely, and I started thinking I really don't want to know everybody's every last opinion. So sorry, folks. Maybe someday I'll be back, but not for now.
Well, you know what? It's always good to
Yeah.
take a break. President of the
Yeah.
House, Phil, how are you? RJ Hudson, John,
RJ.
how are you? Who else we got here? We've got Rip Shot. How are you, my friend?
What's up?
He said what's her name was not a Hulkamaniac. Yeah, we know that, right?
Yeah,
That was clear.
Yeah,
Rip
was.
Shot. In contrast, Hogan stood up for all the photos that he would be. Dude, no one knows. So he's saying that Hogan. Listen, man. When we met Hogan, he did not.
No.
Right. Jay Will, how are you? Tim Medville, good to see you. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. Steve Kohlenberg, my Army brother, always great to see you. The beautiful, a 10, Miss Maria Davis in the house.
Maria.
What else
What
we
is
got
up, Maria?
here? We got our man Mitch in the house. So speaking of Mitch,
Hey,
let's
Mitch.
talk about the great Mitch.
Boy, what are we talking about?
First of all, I want to Monte The Pharaoh want to extend their kindest prayers. We didn't get to talk about too much on the first show because our guest didn't know who he really was, Mike Rotunda. It was reported that Mike Rotunda, with Bill Apter, he was doing an interview. Bill Apter was doing an interview with Barry Windham, Jimmy. I don't know if you saw this. And, Bill must be getting up there in age too, right? Because Bill was highly focused on asking Barry about Bray Wyatt, right? He must have watched Monte The Pharaoh and he said, okay, time has passed enough. Let me ask Barry about Bray so I can get, maybe Barry upset. And I'm being serious here.
We talked to Barry about, what was it, 2 weeks after that we had Barry on?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it was right away.
So Bill's trying to get the same whatever he wanted, right?
Okay.
So Barry drops a bombshell talking about Mike is in hospice. But now Bill's after a legend. He was too focused on the Bray Wyatt shit that he was trying to force Barry to answer, or he's getting up there in age and he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. But that being said, the bombshell was dropped that Mike Rotundo was in hospice, and all of a sudden, everybody's jumping all over it. And Mitch had called me, told me, forget the guy's name, but the guy was like, "Oh yeah, he's got stage 4 cancer." And I'm like, Mitch, how does this guy know that, right? No one's
Here we
announced
go.
that he has cancer, right?
Here we
And he's
go.
like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. Well, it turns out, the Wyndhams post a thing pretty much saying thank you to the fans. They do a public statement. Actually, the daughter does. And unfortunately, it seems that Mr. Rotunda had a massive heart attack. So it doesn't look like he's in hospice. It looks like that he's in rehab. And if anyone's ever had a heart attack, or if you have a bad enough heart attack, Jimmy fell off. He'll be back on in a minute. That's what he meant. There you go. If you have a bad enough heart attack, you can't really do much. You can't walk. You can't. They got to help you get back. And if you lose a huge amount of function to your heart, it's a problem. So good news, bad news thing. He doesn't have cancer. Good news, bad news. Good news, doesn't have cancer. Bad news, he had a massive heart attack. How you doing, Jimmy? You back? He'll be back. He's getting there. Right? So that's what we found out. So, prayers go to the great Mike Rotunda, wrestling icon. If it's showing a picture there with Ted DiBiase and when Money Inc. was in studio, really good guy, well thought out, really, really good man. Next in our prayers for me and Jimmy, Todd Gordon. I don't know if the founder of ECW, the great Todd Gordon. It was slowly announced that Todd has been hospitalized, and we didn't know what was happening. His producer reached out to me and Jimmy and asked if we would do a video for Todd, which we did. I checked on Todd today. There's no great news. There's no news that we know what actually is going on. But from what we understand, it's not great news either. So I'm not going to speculate on what is going on with Todd. But I will say this. Here's what I will speculate on. I will speculate on the fact that Todd Gordon has been nothing but a friend to the show. He's been nothing but a friend to Jimmy and I personally. We would talk to both of us, even when Jimmy was still in Florida. He would talk to Todd quite often, as I did. I consider Todd a friend. He's in my prayers. I'm sure he's in Jimmy's prayers. You're good? How you doing? You back? Are you back? Are you back? Are you back? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'll keep going until Jimmy tunes in. He's probably just got his internet will come back on. But Todd's been nothing but a friend to Jimmy and I, and I was very, very upset about what's going on with Todd. I'm personally lost for words. I wish Jimmy was here. We could speak about it. I'm lost for words. Let me look at some comments, see what people got to say. We got here. Jay Will in the house. Jay Will, the varsity club was underestimated. We're talking about the varsity club when colors Kevin Sullivan. We have them down the upstairs. Okay, there you go. All right. So back here. All right, guys. Next in line, and Jimmy comes back. If you're a New York Jet fan, we lost the great center, Nick Mangold. Nick Mangold passed away from kidney failure. This one also hurts, folks. I know if you're not a Jet fan, it may not hurt nearly as much, but considering if you are a Jet fan, what you've gone through with this team over the many, many, many years, right? Nick Mangold was a fucking warrior for this team. That guy played hurt. He I can only imagine. I can only imagine what Nick. How you doing, Jimmy?
I guess I'm okay for now. Oh boy.
So I'm going to back up a little bit because I was talking about Todd and what relationship. Again, we don't know what's actually going on with him. All
Okay.
we know is that he's been in the hospital for a while. I shared with the fans of our personal relationship with Todd. I was hoping maybe you could share your thoughts about Todd and Mike Rotunda.
Well, unfortunately, we live in a society now where everybody's running to be the first person to break news. You've pointed that out very early on, and you're seeing it now all the time. So unfortunately, that's what you get. In this day and age of this happening and all this AI stuff, I can't believe anything anymore until I know for sure, sure. And even then, I wonder if it's for sure, sure. Uh, no good. As far as Todd goes, we've been doing this a while now.
Mm.
And outside of JJ McGuire and all my years of doing this with you, which is, I know it bothers you to know that we've been doing it this long, but this is 8 years now. We've been doing
Dude, I
this.
cannot believe this has been 8 fucking years, man.
Okay, okay. Yeah, well, it has. And enough to write several books on, which is someday it really should really be
Which,
done
by the way, there
for
is a
real.
Monte and the Pharaoh book coming
Yeah.
out, believe it or not. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
well,
Jimmy.
someday. Yeah, well, there's a lot of composing I need to do for to on my end, obviously, but outside of JJ McGuire, Todd Gordon has been the only one that stayed true blue throughout this whole circus known as professional wrestling. I never considered myself a part of this business, but Mike and I have definitely paid for the services of hundreds of people in this business and definitely helped to butter some bread in this business. And on a humane level, it's a sad reality, but Todd is one of only two people I can honestly say have always been true blue. Todd Gordon would call you. Todd Gordon would text you. And I very rarely ever think about, oh, wow, so and so is actually texting me. But Todd Gordon, it was enough for me to go, wow, Todd Gordon actually legitimately likes what we do. And he's never going to back away from that. And he's actually staying cool all these years. And he doesn't play both sides of the fence with us. Wow. Todd Gordon. Oh my God, I love you, Todd Gordon. What's going on with Todd? I mean, I love Todd Gordon. He's like JJ. I never got to say the things I really wanted to say to JJ because I didn't think JJ would cut out on us. It's like, whoa, where are you going, JJ? It was a real friend. You could joke around with the guy. You could talk about shit with. Todd Gordon was one of only a few, as far as the people we've come across. And God, you got to get well, Todd. I have. What is the update on the health, Mike? Because I lost a lot of it.
Jimmy, I don't. All I know is it's not great, right? That's all I know. I don't know what the problem
All
is.
right,
All
all
I think about Todd often, right? Because
right,
a couple of things, as I got to know Todd, and again, this is life, guy, so it's understandable, but it's like this is a guy, and I joked about Mitch about the whole Mike Rotundo thing with the guy that told him, right? And it's only
mm-hmm,
joking around. I mean, it's a true story, but I'm joking about it. Mitch is a personal friend of Paul Heyman, right? They know each other, okay?
mm-hmm.
And Mitch really respects Paul Heyman, and which he should. I'm not saying he shouldn't. Mitch, in the many conversations that I speak with Mitch, I have shared how I felt about Todd Gordon to Mitch, and Mitch isn't quite the fan of Todd Gordon. Okay,
All
in
right,
fact, he thought that Todd was a hack. Okay, and Paul is the one that made ECW, and you know how I feel about this, Jimmy. I always believe no matter what the situation, there's an origin to it. So no matter how little that origin could have been or how big it could have been, without the origin doesn't come the rest of the story. And people can try to share it and paint it a different way. I have done it about the show. We haven't had arguments about it, but I've said, hey, this started because, and you're like, well, it would have got there anyway. You know, so my point is, without Todd Gordon, there's no Paul Heyman. And Mitch would say to me, Paul Heyman would have found another area to run and it would have ended up the same. No, I totally disagree.
No.
So getting to know Todd and what a man he is, I always thought to myself, how tough must it have been that he had this organization. He allowed the Wolf into the hen house. The Wolf is very smart, actually more talented than the owner of the hen house. And I don't think Todd would get upset with me saying that. I mean, I'd be stupid not to. And to lose or say to yourself, if I just would have done this, maybe I would have been the guy on WWE right now. And I always think about Todd that way. And that's not a knock on Todd whatsoever, Jimmy. That's all. It's just I feel bad. The guy's just a great guy. I don't even know how else to say it.
Well, I don't know if you're paraphrasing when you say that Mitch said Todd was a hack. See, I'm stuck on that. All right.
It's not verbatim, dude. I'm just maybe. Right.
ECW was never going to go. No shit, Sherlock. Obviously, you know what I mean. But as far as Todd goes, a hack? I think that's ridiculous. It's not a hack. He's a guy that, and it's not even the Wolf invading. I mean, and no, Paul Heyman would not have. Listen, it was very important that it happened with that company in that area. It had to happen in that area. Those people live and breathe what that company was selling because of the way they are, their culture. It was not going, he's not going to do that in Maine. He's not going to do that it's like discarding the Philadelphia scene. It's like, no. This was the perfect storm where someone came in with really big vision, and Todd, unfortunately, he was, what's the right word? A victim of the turbulence, basically, at the end of the day. A smarter shark came in. But it doesn't mean that Todd's a hack. There is a point of origin for everything. Todd was actually very good at what he did, but someone came in and took it someplace bigger.
Look, one of the great geniuses in the sport came in. Yeah. You know, there's always someone better. But the fact of the matter is,
let's be honest though. I love the revisionist history though. Now, Mitch could say that, and Mitch could be right. I don't fucking know his dynamic with Paul Heyman. He could say, I knew it all along that Paul Heyman was destined for all of this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I say? I say as a fan that up until Paul Heyman came into ECW, who was Paul Heyman? Now, hold on a second. Slow down here. This was Johnny Dangerously with the walkie-talkie. Stop it.
Paulie Dangerously. Yeah.
Stop it. Everybody stop it, okay? He was nothing. ECW afforded him the opportunity to apply his for what Rob Zombie did to fucking Halloween. He applied his twisted.
He put his craft. He got the opportunity. There wasn't someone holding him back.
No, exactly. And that's what propelled him. Who is Todd Gordon? Todd Gordon is the foundation of fucking Paul Heyman's launching pad. And that's what bothers us, Mike, when we see a line 75 miles long and there's Todd. Look, there's a fucking cement mix for every fucking foundation that's laid. And Paul Heyman came and stood on the foundation that Todd Heyman. You could say it wasn't much, but you know what? It was something to launch him. The end.
Let's not get lost on the fact, and we've discussed this before, Paul Heyman failed. What Paul Heyman did have, though, was Vince McMahon Jr.
Right.
And that's the fact.
If Vince McMahon doesn't take a liking to Paul Heyman, the person, and a liking to what he's doing with the product and realizing I can pull from this and profit off it, none of this happens.
Yep.
I mean, what, if Bischoff realizes it, all of a sudden that changes the Monday Night Wars? No, it doesn't. The same thing's still going to happen. It's like, you're not beating The Rock and Stone Cold and the rest of them. It's not, and Mr. McMahon, it's not happening.
I agree.
So it had to be right place, right time. You know, who's a hack anyway? Who deserves to be called a hack?
Again, I want to be fair. He may not have called him a hack, but
that's what I wanted to get to also. So, Mitch, sorry, I didn't.
But basically, I will tell you that I
don't like the word hack.
He does not like him at all.
Okay.
He thinks anything. No, he doesn't think. He does not think he's talented. So when I say the word hack, it may not be the word hack, but he thinks he's a hack. Okay.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
With
I mean,
that,
that's what he
I
takes.
started to talk about it when you bounced on, but then we went back to Todd Gordon. So I want to say prayers to the Rotunda family, for Mike to speedy recover. And Todd, I know we don't know what's going on, but you're in our prayers daily, and we can't wait to have you back in studio, brother, to take another shot, right? So
He was supposed to be coming in soon. Jeez.
I talked about Nick Mangold passing away. So, Jimmy, I'm going to let you have this one, but I just want to say one thing. So, guys, as I was talking about Mangold and his kidney failure, this is a guy that was injured. He would probably take anti-inflammatories. Who knows what he's doing to stay in the game, right? For this fucking team that I've grown up on and been watching just fucking shit the bed every fucking year, and watch the coach they have now and watch the players they have now. And I'm sick to my stomach that Nick Mangold's talents were wasted on this team. But that's not even my point. And then I'm handing it over to the Pharaoh. They put out a written statement. Now, you know, the New York Jets have a media department, and the group it's their Jet broadcast read the statement, and you probably all have read it. But the first thing I noticed is they fucking spelt green wrong. Green. This guy's an icon. You're putting out a statement and you can't even fucking spell the word. Shame on you. I saw it the minute it happened. I have the post right here. It's right there for you. And you know what? I'm sick to my stomach, Jimmy. Take it over.
Well, when you have a public relations department who doesn't have the common sense to tell Aaron Glenn, hey, you're 0-7. You might not want to be an asshole this week to the press. Can I be surprised that nobody knows how to spell green? No. Well, moving on to getting to your point about how he gave his body and you may suspect even his health and his life for this rotten organization. I will say this: Nick Mangold loved every second of being a New York Jet. He lived it, he breathed it, he excelled at it, and the team excelled when he was with them too. We were actually good when Nick Mangold was our center. For 11 years, he was a 7-time Pro Bowler. He came from another state, nowhere around these parts, came to New York, and never left. Still lived right down the block from the training in Jersey. Loved it here. Lived and breathed it. If there was ever an athlete that was everything that is right about a role model, it was Nick Mangold. And it's very sad to know that he was taken so quickly because he just asked for help just a few weeks ago. Apparently, he had been dealing with this for a long time. I believe he's going to wind up in the Hall of Fame. There's only, I think, 6 centers that have ever even been elected to the Hall of Fame, but he seems to me to be a lock. And now that he's passed, it's very sad to know that he won't get the chance to enjoy it. We don't have too many great New York Jets, but he's one of them. And 41 years old is an absolute travesty. What is going? By the way, how cool is this man? I do believe that was when he was put in Ring of Honor, and in his back pocket, and wearing a pair of jeans, was a beer. And he explained to security, who actually must have been doing their job that day. He was like, "I want to have a beer with everybody and say, thank you." So, I mean, think about it. The guy's popping a beer with 80,000 people and going, "I'd like to have a beer with all of you." Because if you ever met Nick Mangold in person, that's what kind of person he was. He'd stop and talk to you. Very rare breed. The only other kind of person I ever saw that was similar to him was Adam Graves, and I had heard legends of his kindness, and I watched him sign one autograph after another for kids with special needs and stay till the end before he wouldn't get into his car until every last person had been talked to. Nick Mangold was a Jet treasure. And there's a lot of things that we don't have to be proud of with the New York Jets, but Nick Mangold is one of the things that we could be the proudest of. Mike?
Well done, Jimmy. Well done, and I can't argue the point. Rest in peace, Nick Mangold.
Yeah.
You were a great Jet.
Yeah. They're calling that game the Mangold Miracle, Mike. I don't know how you feel about name tags. And I thought to myself, it's just a game. Everybody calm down. The man lost his life, but that's me.
Now listen, man. In my list, you and I were on the phone the other day. He's in the top 10. He's in the top 10 greatest Jets, or if not,
Oh yeah.
close, right?
Oh no, he is. He is. We were trying to rattle our brains, but he was clearly in the top 10. It's just where.
Well,
So
before we hit our Shut Up and Wrestle, I want to go. We've got a new reporter on Monte and the Pharaoh. They're on the streets. They're asking questions. They sent their videotape in. It just came in. Yep. They ask questions. Yes, they do. We just don't report wrestling here, folks. We report sports. We're going to go to Allison Kay out on the street with Allison Kay. Hold on, please.
Your neighbor. It's been 2 days since anyone's seen your neighbor. How are you holding up right now?
I pour barbecue sauce in my pegger.
The fuck was that?
Allison Kay reporting the news.
That's the news. He poured hot sauce on his pecker.
That's what he said.
Shut up and wrestle.
That's coming up. But how about this one? I'll show you wrestling. Hold on.
Go ahead.
What the fuck, dude? What is wrong with people? Look at this shit. Look at this, man. Look at this. Okay, let's do our spot. What?
Is that guy dead?
I think he might. Can I play it one more time?
Sure, why not?
What?
Wow.
And then the guy gets a backflip on him after the guy breaks his neck on a chair, bro. Look at this. Look at this mess.
Awesome. That's great.
Oh, my God.
What part of, like, flip your body over do you not understand? Or did he just throw him straight down because he doesn't know how to wrestle?
Dude, I got to tell you, the longer we do this, the more shit I see. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this planet?
And then we'll go to the airport and stalk Phil.
Exactly. All right, check this one out. Tell me what you think of this one. You ready? Yeah. Not only do we like throw each other off of houses and break necks on people for what, I don't even know. But let's do this one.
Sit in the chair.
Let me sacrifice my son because I'm a fake professional wrestler and let me have my son's fucking head shaved off.
Greatest thing I've ever seen. Play it again.
All right, I'm going to play it again.
Sit in the chair.
I will tell you, though, Jimmy, I will say this. That is realer than the shit that you see in WWE and NXT and AEW. That kid slapping it and the guy grabbing the kid by the neck and then holding him. It's actually got some realism to it. What do you think?
The little kid called him an asshole at the end. Did you see that?
Yeah. You like that, don't you?
That's you know what's funny? It just goes to show that the wrestling has completely jumped the shark, because if you tried something like that in the 1970s, the fans would have rushed the ring and beaten the guy to death for grabbing the kid.
Oh, yeah.
So wrestling has become a complete, congratulations, society. Wrestling is now a complete carnival. And that's why I call that the greatest thing I've ever seen. That was pathetic.
All right. Are you ready for
this?
So
bad it's good.
Shut up and wrestle.
Are you ready?
I don't know, brother. Am I ready? This could be different.
Shut up and wrestle.
Here we go.
I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin falling in love with you. Like a river flows shall we to the sea.
That's it.
What the fuck? What?
Your neighbor, how it's been 2 days since anyone's seen your neighbor. How are you holding up right now?
I pour barbecue sauce in my pegger.
Take my foot, take my whole leg.
Dude, but let me ask you
too.
something. I'm going to go
Wow.
on a show, but I'm going to wear the tiger mask outfit. It's like, what is wrong with this planet, bro?
That wasn't Elvis?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Oh boy.
All right, so your thoughts? What should that person do?
Well, I don't think shut up and wrestle. I think shut up and wrestle is too polite. I think like shut up and light yourself on fire and run screaming through the woods is more polite than
Oh
that.
my
That's better.
God,
That
dude.
suits it better to me. Less polite.
I love
Shut
it.
up and wrestle.
Good stuff, man. I look forward to I look forward to this. I really do. I look forward to your comments.
Just a you ain't nothing but a tiger mask?
You ain't nothing but a tiger mask.
That was
Not bad.
horrible. What
That was horrible.
that? Wow.
I don't know. I have no idea. Vince McMahon reportedly looking to pay $500,000 at the WWE event so fans could get in and get their money's worth. What do you think?
That makes
Vinnie
no
Mac
sense.
to the rescue.
What is he going to do? I didn't understand that at all.
So you know that the WWE, they made a statement, or not? Well, TKO made a statement that Vince McMahon did not get as much revenue as he could because he kept ticket prices too low, so
Right.
fans and family could enjoy themselves without getting raped on a regular basis, right? So the evil Vince McMahon, and I've heard some wrestlers say he always wanted to keep it affordable because he always felt that then full families could go and then more T-shirts could be bought and
Right.
they're going to come back. So
Yeah.
Vince McMahon is reportedly willing to pay over $500,000 at a premium live event so fans can get in there for a cheaper amount of money.
That's a pretty wild rumor. Why would Vince do that? Why is he going to help them? Why is he going to help the brand that is basically forced them out anyway? Why is he going to help them?
I think he wants to help the fans, dude.
Well, that's a little surprising. I'll believe it when I see it. They wouldn't let him do it anyway. What's he going to do? Buy the tickets and then give it out to the fans? What's he going to do?
I don't know.
I guess he could do that.
I don't know how true it is. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, I don't put stock into that until I see Vince actually do something. I don't know why Vince would do that though. Why would he even bother doing that?
Listen, you heard many of these superstars talk about Vince and how he respected the fans. Everybody knows from the documentaries that Ultimate Warrior fucked up and he made him do an apology. Like Vince, they said that you couldn't fuck around with the fans, and you have to respect that, dude. That guy was about the people. I mean, isn't that what life's about?
A lot more than he was portrayed to be. I mean, he is smart because he knew that the money would come back. If you don't gouge the fans on the tickets, number one, they're able to come. You want them to come. You don't want to price them out where they can't come to your damn event. And then if you make it more affordable, then yeah, they've got the money for the T-shirt, or they've got the money for that extra program, or whatever they got the money for. We knew that we dreaded the day that we would lose the greatest promoter in the history of the business. You and I both. We've always known he's the George Steinbrenner to his company.
Yeah.
So here it is. It's happened. He's gone, and we're already seeing the plastic fabrication of what a corporation looks like.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Jimmy. I am a true believer that the wrestling's been always cyclical, right? It's like, it's popular and then it kind of falls off and then it kind of comes back. This is going to fall off quickly. I have a strange feeling in a couple of years, TKO may be treating the WWE just like, Time Warner treated WCW. And you may see WWE being sold to a Saudi owned person or some big billionaire that doesn't know wrestling. I have a bad feeling, Jimmy. I do.
Well, we've seen it happen. Look, I know you don't pay attention to international football, but I've watched a lot of major clubs over in Europe be purchased. They're worth a fortune, Mike. And they've purchased legendary clubs, and it's not the same results sometimes. It's just not. Sometimes it is because you got the money, but sometimes it's not. I think in this case, I think wrestling in the end will survive, but in what form? If WWE does turn into a fucking implosion, something will arise. Nothing is forever. Something will arise. It's just I don't know what, but I do believe that professional wrestling will survive. I just don't know what, I don't think that the way it's going though, I don't think it will reach the heights that we've seen. And there's a good chance that this could kill mainstream wrestling. There's a good chance this could.
Here is the one thing, hence the title, though, when it was not real, right? Is as much as they try, all sports need a star, right? They need a star.
Right.
Wrestling is no different.
Right.
You can tell when wrestling became its biggest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to tell me Bret Hart. You're not going to tell me Shawn Michaels. Talk about revisionist history. They may have been great wrestlers, but they were not draws. I am sorry.
Here's the facts, though, too. And you mentioned Bruno, the great Bruno. Okay. Here's the facts, though. When it was real, didn't come close to the success level in this business of when it was not real.
That is true.
That is a fact, Jack.
That is
one way or the other. And it doesn't matter if I'm a purist. And Mike, oddly enough, deep in my heart, I'm more purist than
absolutely
entertainment.
Absolutely.
But I'm not ignorant. These are facts. They're facts. That's it. When it was not real is when wrestling hit its
well, think about it, Jimmy.
Height.
Sammartino, Hogan, Austin Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns. It's all identified with 5 wrestlers. 5.
Right.
You can say Undertaker, but no, it's 5 wrestlers.
It is
5.
Undertaker was a constant, but Undertaker was not, the poster boy for what was going on. Hogan was, Austin was, The Rock was. Undertaker's a huge star. He's in the next level down, but he's not them. Sorry, historically, you can argue, but
maybe it's actually 6. Did I fuck that up? Sammartino, Hogan, Rock, Austin. No, Cena. That's 6. Roman Reigns. 6.
I mean, honestly, if you're talking WrestleMania era on, it's Hogan, and it's Austin, Rock, and it's Cena. You want to throw Reigns in, you can, but I'm not even ready. Even at this point, I'm still not ready to go. Okay, Roman Reigns next.
Jimmy, you gotta. It's had its biggest turn there.
Yeah, I guess he would be next one way or the other because he's been the face for over a decade. So he's the next one. He's the next one. But I still equate John, Austin Rock, and Hogan in some other level of success. I'm sorry. I just do.
But let's evaluate it this way, though, Jimmy. So you have Sammartino. Here comes Backlund. Right. Now, we loved wrestling back then, okay? So it's not a knock on Backlund.
That's when it was real.
It definitely took a downturn under Backlund.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Hogan. It goes up.
Yeah.
Hogan goes out. It goes down.
It went down.
Rock Austin comes up.
Went up.
Then it falls down again. Here comes John Cena. It's like you get 3 bad years, 10 good years, 3 bad years, 10 good years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It runs in cycles. It really does. But this next one could really crush it, like you're saying. That's what you're worried about, and I can see why you would be, because if the WWE falls, what's taking its place, and will the business ever hit that height again? Right now, we still have a Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl level. It makes Super Bowl money. It has Super Bowl eyeballs watching it. WrestleMania. But what will happen if that is ever compromised? Then what happens to the sport? You might as well ask what happens to the sport if MLB ever collapses.
Here's my bigger concern, Jimmy. Right?
Yeah.
You always saw the future in a way or another, right? So, like,
Oh, I
am I
see
going
it
to
now.
say, what's that?
I see it now.
No, but what I'm saying to you is this:
Yeah.
when San Martino
Uh-huh.
left, right, there was stars out there. There was a Kerry Von Erich. There was Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff. There were all these guys that you could say, they could make a difference, right? Those
Right.
guys,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
There's no one out there anymore. You've got
No, there.
3 major wrestling organizations, and there's not one star in between any of them.
Well, that's part of what I see in the future. Everything's generic now. It's all processed. It's almost like going to the medicinal marijuana place and getting synthetic. I almost prefer taking the Russian roulette back in the day and going, "Holy shit, this stuff's got purple! Yay!" It's a weird analogy, but that's how it feels to me. It's very generic now. Now you're going to get. There's no more pizzazz coming up. Where's the big star? There's nothing. It's
Right.
going to be it's going to be all generic. Logan Paul right now is the closest thing to having pizzazz, and the fans hate him because he's not a pure wrestler. I'm like, at least he's fucking entertaining. He has some it factor, you know. And it does get back to the old. Well, if Superstar Graham, if they left the belt on Superstar Graham, yeah, true. Superstar Graham did have that personality, and yeah, if he had played the game, which he didn't, so there's no point of even talking about it.
But even the point, like, to me, it's so stupid, right? Because all you would have did was water down Hulkamania.
Well, it was just meant to happen the way it was meant to happen. And
Yeah.
anybody who thinks Superstar Graham would have been a star on the level of Hogan is just being stupid. It's
No.
just, well, if so and so had been signed before the Beatles, don't. Yeah, Hogan's the fucking Beatles. Wake the fuck up. Historically, whether you hate him or love him, it doesn't matter. He changed everything. The end. Why take away from that? Why I can't stand when people erase history. You don't have to like them. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing.
No, nothing at all.
He's the
Nothing
game
at all,
changer.
Jimmy.
The end. And no, Superstar Graham would not have. What? Capturing the heart of America doesn't count for anything? Were we all just clueless idiots to love Hulk Hogan? No. I mean, come on. Right
Jimmy,
guy, right
Jimmy, I
time.
just want to remind everybody. I think the big event weekend, we got Johnny the Bull. We'll have a couple other guests, which will be announced shortly. We've got on November 13th, Doug Gilbert comes into town.
Nice.
We got him.
Good.
And then on November 21st, you've got ECW legend Jerry Lynn. I know you're excited about that.
Very.
And then on December 19th, a week before Christmas, the Brooklyn Brawler decides to make a
What?
pop in on Monte The Pharaoh. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
You like the Brooklyn Brawler, right? You like the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, well, ask her what he thinks about Mario Manny.
Jimmy, before we cut out, I want to check out Saturday night's main event, but I wanted to ask you about this, right? So I was thinking when we were talking to our guest, right, on the first show, I was thinking about wrestling and relationships and how difficult it is for someone outside the industry to be involved with a wrestler. Are you there? Or are you frozen?
Yeah,
You
no, I'm here. So what exactly are you asking?
So
me?
I was looking at this, right? So we all know Mercedes Moné left her husband. I guess he was like a makeup artist for the WWE at the point, right? And they broke up. And, people break up. You get it. But the way I look at it, dude, it's like no knock on the guy, but it's like, how did you think this was going to end up anyway? Like, if you're not in the industry and these people are traveling with each other and they're spending more time with those people than they are you just know something's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I would think it's a recipe for disaster. Especially Mercedes Moné. She doesn't strike me as like, I got to stay loyal to Nick the accountant, so.
And again, we always talk about being level. Nothing against this guy, but I mean, the scales are weighed wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
oh, I don't know about that. It's also how you handle it. Now, some people can handle that kind of stuff. I mean, some can. So it really depends on the dynamic and the trust level. But honestly, the math is against you, like you're saying. I mean, come on. What do you think's going to happen? Now, I don't know if she's still with him, but many years ago, as you were trying to introduce me to Mandy Rose. She was with her boyfriend, I think, at the time.
They're married now, man.
And they are married. So
Yeah.
then you see that once in a while it works out. Did you think that would work out?
Well,
come on,
okay.
man.
So first of all, when you weigh the scale,
yeah,
this guy is like a fitness guru, great looking guy. But let's put that aside. They didn't get married until she got let go by the WWE.
Mike,
So now
I was like 35 feet taller than him. Are we talking about the same guy?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was a good looking guy, though, right?
A long time ago. Well, he didn't strike me as an ugly guy, but he certainly didn't strike me as some sort of fitness model or anything like that.
It may not be the same guy then, dude. It may not be the same guy.
Well, then that means that she dumped whoever I'm thinking of and moved on up. So I
guess your tail is not falling in then,
no,
right?
I guess that's exactly what it means in the end. I said the numbers weren't for you one way or the other. Look, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, and especially if you don't come from inside the business, it's like, what kind of carnival shit is going on here? You know?
I got to tell you this, right? So they're starting to do the vignettes for WrestleMania. Can you believe WrestleMania is literally like 6 months away, 5 months away?
I don't even think about it.
Front row seat, Jimmy. Front row seat for both nights.
Yeah.
Would you want to take a guess on the cost, or should I just give it to you?
Nah, because it's thousands and thousands of dollars. It's something outrageous. Go ahead.
$32,000, dude.
It's fucking ridiculous.
$32,000.
You know what? I'm actually embarrassed at myself for not sticking to my principles. I shouldn't even be watching this shit anymore. I shouldn't be watching. Shouldn't be watching baseball. I shouldn't be watching football.
That's all of us, right?
I should not be watching all the sports that our generation, our father's generation, our grandparents' generation fucking built by backing these products and going to the games after we were done with our 9-to-5 fucking job. And now you basically have priced this completely out. Mike, what is the price for the last row at WrestleMania? I bet you I can't afford that either.
You know what, dude? I would have to think that nosebleed seats in Las Vegas are probably still... They're affordable, though, Jimmy. That's the difference. At the low price of $520.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
When you go to a world... We're going to be at the big event, right? We have a table at the big event, right?
Uh-huh.
You're going to an autograph place where you're paying for a photo and a picture hundreds of dollars. So then again, what were you thinking? Well, what are we thinking anyway? It's all fucked up.
I don't know anymore. My biggest fear is I'm going to wake up one day and Morrison's going to really get in my head like he does sometimes. And I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm done with all of this. I don't need this. All I need is the air I breathe, the roof over my head, and what's my next meal. I don't need this. Sorry, bro. I hate to be deep like that, but people make me think this way. I'm like,
I agree with you.
Who the fuck needs this? You know? It's madness, bro. It is. You know, it was fun. It was cute watching her squirm too when you were pointing out how AJ was. What did AJ charge when I think is she coming to the big event?
She's at the big event.
She's at the big event. How much is it going to be this time?
Last time for 2 photos that were just signed, you couldn't even have it, you know, personalized. Okay, right. Not again. By the way, if you do collect autographs, never get it personalized. It's just bad. It's bad business.
Sell it. Yeah.
It's bad business.
I agree.
But if you just love them because you're a fan and you want it, it was like 2 personalized photo and an autograph for like $900.
Oh God, you got to be shitting me.
You remember the promoter fucking called the show and was like, turn those videos down, fuck you. How dare you talk about it? It was a big fight. I had a fight with the promoter for years. I
believe it.
Until he saw me face to face, and then all of a sudden he was okay. Right. He was he had all problems. He was posting shit about the show, me, everything else. And then when he met me face to face, also it was all in good fun. You know
what else is new? Yeah, well, you remember what was it? Who was the wrestler? The way he was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see these guys." And then he walked in and he saw you and me standing there, and he went, "Oh shit, these guys aren't small."
It was Evan Ginsberg's little buddy, Bill Pierce, who claimed to be an ECW wrestler. But it was funny, right? Because you know, we just started our shtick a little bit, and I don't know what we were talking about, but he was like, wait till I see you guys in person. And then when he came in the room, he's like, I heard him say to somebody, oh, they're bigger than I thought they were. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
it was like, all of a sudden, game
Yeah.
wasn't on anymore, right?
Yeah, we're not tiny, you know. I weigh more than Finn Balor, for whatever that's worth.
Very good. Listen, I want you to wait. Okay, and to make it even worse, think about it this way.
Yeah.
Netflix, you have to pay for Raw.
I'm not
You
doing
have to
any of
take
it,
the
by the way.
Hulu. The
I canceled
Hulu.
everything.
I don't blame you.
I
The
canceled
Hulu.
everything as a matter of fucking principle. I said, fuck you. I ain't doing any of it. I'll watch it on YouTube.
Hold on,
Kiss my
dude. Check
ass.
it out. Hulu, for premium events, you need Hulu ESPN package.
Sure.
And then I'm like, okay, well, Saturday night's main events this Saturday. It'll be on NBC. No, it's not. It's on fucking Peacock.
Right.
So now you need the Peacock app.
Sure. There you go. Mm-hmm. Right. And we have all this money to toss away for your fucking generic ass product. Boy, you know what? We never do this, but it looks like we're doing this now because this is bullshit. You're giving us nothing right now. You're not even giving me engaging storylines. Can we cut to the chase?
Well, I heard some show where the guy was complaining that they turned wrestling to soap opera because, you know, it's all about who's in love with who. That's the best shit on it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's the best shit going on it. I mean, if you're going to pick something.
They don't have me right now. They're not. It's not doing anything for me.
Thought on this fucking three-way. Does Dominic lose his title? Is Dominic turning face? You know, what are your thoughts?
My
Penta,
thoughts are
Rusev, Dominic.
Well, why is Rusev back and why is Penta even here? There's like all this gray area shit that I don't like. I like Dominic just fine. Dominic's just fine. He's obviously doing well, and whatever way he goes, he's going to do well. But I don't understand why. Look, if we criticize AEW for this, I could do this with WWE. You bring in Penta, so what? What have you done with him?
Nothing.
You bring in Rusev. Hey, Rusev's back. It's Miro. It's Rusev. I don't even know what he is anymore. Okay, he's back. I'm not engaged. You're failing. You are failing. One way or the other. You're not reeling me in. You're not making me want to see this. So it's a fail.
Friday night, Jade Cargill turned on Tiffany Stratton, and now they'll be wrestling for the title. This has got Jade Cargill winning the title all over, right? No doubt.
This should be a clinic. How long is this match, and who's going to be calling it when they're in the ring?
You know what? It's got to be Tiffany calling this match, and I got to tell you, Jade Cargill's still as bad as she was a year ago when she came.
This has the potential to be a schlock fest. It really does.
But this actually has a potential to bring in back Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. You know, there's your WrestleMania match you're looking for. And that's actually an attractive match, right?
Give us some sizzle on that fucking steak, please.
And I will tell you this: I would say Tiffany Stratton's run's been an epic fail. They let her beat Charlotte Flair for what? It's been an epic fail, in my opinion.
Dude, remember the days when Austin Idol beat John Cena at WrestleMania?
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Not Austin Idol. What the fuck am I thinking? That
Creed
Austin guy, Austin Theory.
Right. Austin Theory, yeah.
Austin Idol. Yeah, that was impressive.
Unbelievable,
yeah,
dude.
These matches aren't making me run to the television set so far, by the way.
Well, hold on. Gets a little better. Or a little worse, however you want to look at it. CM Punk is wrestling Jey Uso for that recently vacated World Championship by Seth Rollins. Thoughts on that?
Oh, it should be interesting, but you know what? Here I am again with the Usos. Look, when Edge and Christian started being made single stars, I had a hard time with it. I eventually accepted Edge. Not by much, though. And I still have a problem with the Usos. When I look at them, I'm like, I don't know. It's very hard to undo traditional programming in my head, which is what I'm programmed on. So it's like, okay, whatever. They'll probably give it to Uso. Didn't have the belt for too long? People were upset, right? So I don't fucking know, bro, anymore. And I'm not, as a Punk fan, I'm really not that. I'm not that engaged. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for me, bro.
They've even lost you with Punk at this point.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever.
And then the final main event
Oh God, you're gonna
Cody
bore me.
Rhodes against Drew McIntyre. I mean, how many times are you gonna have Drew McIntyre lose in the main event?
You're boring me to death, Mike. This whole card is so fucking what?
Is
They're gonna
Cody
have to do
Rhodes
a
at
lot.
this point? Is Cody Rhodes at this point another epic fail?
No, not as a whole. Look, none of them are epic fails. Okay, first of all, I don't want to be like calling everything an epic fail. I'm just saying this is just a bunch of blasé to me. There's nothing super sexy about any of these matchups. I'm not dying to see any of this. In the old days, yet okay. Let me hammer it home this way. I was fortunate enough to be at the greatest SummerSlam in the history of WWE, which I think was 2002. Okay, when your opening match, and I think there were 8 matches on the card, there might have been more. When your opening match is a debuting Rey Mysterio coming from WCW to face Kurt Angle, who's in his prime, and that's your opening match. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is that the roster today is very generic, and the matchups have all seemed to run their course. Like you said, how many more times are we going to see Drew McIntyre lose to somebody in a big premium live event? It's like, where's the pizzazz? The greatest SummerSlam started off with a big name debuting, and he's fighting Kurt Angle of all people. My God, that card could do no wrong. That SummerSlam card. You even had an older Ric Flair getting Chris Jericho to tap out, and it was a great match because it was sexy. You had these two guys in the ring that had the
Well, I think
entertainment
that
factor.
there's
Where
a
is
couple.
this stuff?
I think there's a couple things going on. Vince McMahon would never let the fans, maybe once or twice, book shows, meaning that they forced his hand. Very rarely.
Right. Very
Triple H
rarely.
has gone the Tony Khan route. I don't know how it
Right.
happened, but
Right.
the fans and Nick Khan, Triple H are bending over for the fans. Next, Triple H is relying on the shock factor.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the card is, just have a shocking ending.
Right.
So
Without
whatever
yeah.
happens between Punk and Jay, whether Jimmy turns on and Jay
Right.
or
Right.
someone attacks, maybe Lesnar comes out and attacks CM Punk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's going to have
Right.
some kind of stupid shock factor. You think
Right.
Lesnar joins the Vision?
I don't see why Lesnar would join anybody. I have a hard time with that. Lesnar has no reason to join anybody.
How do you like, I don't know if you saw this, Becky Lynch getting in Paul Heyman's face saying that Seth Rollins never liked him, she never liked him, and they're going to pay the
I like
price.
that. I
I
like
did
that.
too. I got to
That's
tell you,
good.
Becky has done a fantastic job.
Yeah. No, I like that. You can look. I'll take realism any day. I mean, especially that kind. I think that's excellent. I don't see why Brock Lesnar would ever need to be with anybody. I mean, is he really at that point? He's going to help put that group over? Is that? Could you picture telling Brock this is what we'd like you to do, and Brock's like, yeah, sure. No, I'd be very surprised.
You know, the formula's bad too. It's like, okay, let's get Roman in for a quick shot. Remember when Andre would come in? But it's like,
Right.
let's bring Roman in for a quick shot, but then he gets beat up and put on a stretcher. He'll be back in 4 months. Oh, he's back. Beats
Right.
somebody up, gets hurt, bring him
Right.
back. Roman, it's like David destroyed that character too.
Roman's entered Gray Matterland. Look, Gray Matterland is someplace that when the wrestling was better as a product, a guy like Dolph Ziggler existed in, not the whole fucking roster. You know what I mean?
Right.
The whole fucking roster. Now everybody exists in the Gray Matterland.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Nobody wants that. I don't think they realize that. They're just going to keep counting their dollars, and eventually something's going to happen with the public where the public's going to be like, I'm not paying for this anymore.
Listen, it's almost like they've gone out of their way, Jimmy, to destroy the stars. I'm sorry. I know Rhea Ripley's still popular, but they're destroying Rhea Ripley, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, look, people could say what they want, but no one knew how to push a star better than Vince.
Right.
Nobody knew better how to do that than Vince McMahon. And you're not going to see that anymore. At least it doesn't look that way. And who are look at this card you just read me. Who are the only names I'm paying attention to are the ones who have been around a long time. You know, I mean, that's just a fact. So who are the new stars? Where are the new stars?
Hence why I think wrestling is going to die.
You better not count on Steiner's kid to fucking be the next, whatever.
I think
mean,
they are, but the problem is he's great, but he is not the next star.
he's not going to be enough to keep it on the level it's on,
No,
unless they
no.
put him in some kind of great faction and write the greatest storyline ever. Who the fuck knows,
Well,
But
he's running the Vision, and it's not a great faction.
that's what I'm getting at. I mean,
I was just thinking if they bring Lesnar back, and this is all bullshit anyway, but what could really turn this around is if you reunited the Shield.
Yeah, but now again, we're doing like instant gratification. What are you doing after that? And how long are they
Nothing.
going to
You're
work
right.
together?
And how long? Yep. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's the same. It's the same old thing, and that's the problem. They have to grow new stars. Vince, to his credit, and the fans used to scream about it. But if Vince saw something and said, "This is my next star," he'd stay the course, no matter what. He'd stay the course. People used to scream bloody murder about Roman Reigns. I remember. I was there for all of that because I always liked Roman Reigns. And the fans hated his booking. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Vince never changed. He was like, fuck you. Eventually, the light bulb went off, and people were like, fuck, Roman's great. Duh. They also bitched about Randy Orton all those years when John Cena needed a Joker to his Batman. Oh, Randy Orton. Remember all the shit we used to hear about Randy?
All I do is it's funny. Listen, Vince has been very lucky throughout his career.
He's
Things
also
have
been
just
really smart.
I agree, but things have fallen in his lap. But when you hear shit like everybody booed Roman and he would not get off it because he goes, this guy's going to feed us for the next 10 or 12, 20 years. He was right. He was so right. And here's the other thing. Everybody was such up in arms about Karrion Kross. Where is he now?
Right.
They replaced him with Aleister Black and Selena Vega.
Right. And on top of it, where is his fucking adoring public to continue asking, where is he? It's not fashionable anymore to give a shit what happens to Karrion Kross's career because, I probably give more of a shit than the people who fucking were bitching about Karrion Kross's situation. Now they probably aren't even saying anything. He needs their voice now more than ever. How about that?
By the way, he'll be, and we thank him for coming on the show too.
He was awesome. He was awesome.
But you're right. You're right. And I'm sorry. I will stand by it. He does not have it. He doesn't have it. I think that is all.
I think that Karrion had it at one point and they changed it. That's what I think. I'll stand by that. I believe that to this day, that the Karrion Kross that we saw in NXT with the shaved head and the whole that was it. And that's how you're supposed to present them and book them that way. And
why do you think Vince changed that?
I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to question Vince McMahon's most of the time. My God, he's a genius. But I do think that this was a mistake.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Vince wasn't completely sold on him.
Maybe he didn't care for his personality. It could be that too. We don't know that dynamic.
I honestly think Vince wasn't sold on him and said, let me put him in some of the worst situations and let's see what happens.
I don't know. I really can't answer that. But before I forget this thought, there's another wrestler that I want you to take a good look at while he's still around because he is getting towards the end. Where is the next? We talk about the entertainment. Like, where's the next superstar to carry the entertainment portion? Listen, underneath that superstar, you always have to have a Bret Hart or a Rob Van Dam or someone who can better appreciate AJ Styles, my friend.
Yeah.
Because I don't see another AJ Styles coming up. Anybody talking about that? I don't see that. I don't see another AJ Styles coming up. And AJ Styles is one of the 5 probably greatest in-ring workers that ever laced up a pair of boots, if you want to get technical.
You're 100% correct. 100% correct.
So to me, it's not just where's the next Roman Reigns, it's where's the next AJ Styles, where's the next... There's a lot of problems here. People forget ECW always got the attention for the hardcore matches. Without our future guest, Jerry Lynn, fighting Rob Van Dam, putting on clinics that they copy to this day, you wouldn't have Kenny Omega without RVD versus the great Jerry Lynn, which will be on our show shortly. So, without these guys, not just the entertainment, without the wrestler, you're not going to have nothing. And right now, all we're seeing is generic slop. It's no good. We need Vince. We need someone who thinks like Vince a little bit. We're not getting it.
Beautiful.
And
Send
by
us
the way,
out.
Mike, these opinions will be on 5 different apps, folks. You can catch us on 5 different apps that will charge you how much a month, Mike? I'm just kidding.
Well, send us out. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this wonderful Thursday. I hope you enjoyed the shows. Don't forget Jerry Lynn, Johnny the Bull, which we haven't posted on there yet. You got Brooklyn Brawler, and you've got Doug Gilbert, which I know you're excited for.
Yes, very. Another guy who wore his heart on his sleeve.
All right, send us out, big man.
You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh, and until next time, later.
Your neighbor, how it's been 2 days since anyone's seen your neighbor. How are you holding up right now?
I pour barbecue sauce in my pegger.